Hello everyone, Burb here. Aquarius Cup has officially ended, and I do like to do one final debrief video where I go over what I learned in the Cup, share my team, as well as share my A finals. This will be a pretty quick video, so I hope you enjoy. If you do not know, the team that I am running is an end closer Digiton, a late surger El Pasa, and a Taiki Shuttle Pace Chaser. The base backbone of this team was that, hey, I have two late procking Gamble ultimates, as well as an end closer Digiton that just, if she hits, she wins. That's the basis of this entire team, is just hit. I'm a gambler main at heart, and this CM is chaos anyway, so let's lean into it. All three of these horses are actually, surprisingly enough, American born or American trained, so I call this lovingly Team USA. So we're going into the Olympics as Team USA on a dirt track. We have the home field advantage. Let's go and make USA proud. First thing I learned was, hey, the meta can shift really rapidly. In room matches, it was completely frontrunner dominant to the point where you should not even have picked VPP as a inherit on pace because it was never happening. You would have 3 to 4, if not more, frontrunners, even if you weren't playing them. Usually you would see an El Frontor Pasa, a Marazinski Summer, and a Smart Falcon. As the game moved forward, Marazinski Summer was the one that kind of was I saw the least, but you would normally see El Condor Pasa plus one or the other of these. And this changes the math quite a bit because now if there's only 3 front runners or 2 front runners, all of a sudden you just have to pass one bad front runner or pass into a Taiki ultimate, and all of a sudden VPP was the correct choice on certain pace chasers. And so the casualty of this was my Taiki shuttle did not have VPP because it was built in the time where frontrunners were very, very ready and apparent. She did do well still, but hey, sometimes the meta changes, but this Taiki is perfectly fine without VPP. She just did not have a secondary option, so if she was in second place because she was doing too well, because we were seeing lucky pacer lobbies still, and we were seeing second places or solo frontrunner lobbies, she was kind of dead a lot of times because shooting for victory. But that being said, she did perfectly fine. The second thing we learned is that, hey, late proc ults are good, especially in CMs that have this amount of chaos in the positioning. In heavy frontrunner lobbies especially, there were frontrunners that were just dying. Didn't have enough mid-range speed skills, and Taiki Shuttle would be in 5th place and pass into 4th place late. El Condor Pasa, in a non-frontrunner focus, would just pass somebody with Professor of Curvature if it procced at the right time late. These would only happen about 10 to 15% of the time, but they were pretty much instant wins when they did, because when these ults are procced late, you basically have a perfectly timed full acceleration on the level of angling and scheming on Sand Sky. So late proc ults were just overperforming for me the entire CM. Finally, the last thing I really learned was ends don't really need everything, because this Digiton was absolutely frying even without half the skills you really need. Like, I mean, Daring Strike is a great skill, but the problem is it's on a power card right now, and while you do like running power cards, I do not have the deck to support it because I needed sort of more of a speed wet deck I tried power, and this Digiton actually even had Ayabe, but simply did not proc it. So ends didn't need everything. What they really wanted was Mile S plus a ton of speed. Also, this doesn't even have the stamina percentage. So ends were just that high of late race speed that if you had enough accelerations and you got to the final spurt with a late race speed skill, end closers were doing incredibly well. Umastan is also, I would like to say, still a good skill, even on miles. I know I'm sort of alone on this, but it was working quite a bit, and packs were breaking down and clustering because of Umastan plus a straight skill. Even though you had to technically gamble timing, if you had good scary skills like straightaway adept, you could just high roll, and then your end closer is in 4th position and simply will just win at that point. So Umastan just has such a high roll potential that picking it even in mile was a very good decision, at least empirically and from my experience. So really, that is about everything I did. How we ended up doing is day one, we did end up going 25 out of 40, which is, from what I've been told, is really, really good in this CM because it was just sort of a random RNG fest. Day 3 we did go back a bit. We did have a couple 2s. Luckily we got in on the first ticket, but a couple 2 tickets after that made it go down to about 19 out of 40 for a final win percentage of, I believe, 58%, 44 out of 80. Was that 62? Above average. And honestly, in a 1 out of 3, and we're all the way up at over half, I am perfectly happy, and I was ready to go into a final. So how did the team do? In third place, Taiki Shuttle ended up with 12 wins with 10 second places. In second place, we did end up having El Condor Pasa get 14, and Digiton did get 18. And this was probably the most balanced CM that I had, mostly because this was sort of a gamble CM. I loaded up on accelerations on everybody. I made sure all of them had late race speed skills, and basically when their accelerations hit, they won. And that was the basis. And you know, when you're running 3 gamblers, you're gonna, you know, if you have a 25% chance of winning on 3 gamblers, you have like a 55 to 60% chance of winning, because that's just what it is, and that's what we got. So yeah, I kind of played the ignore the meta, who cares what everyone else is doing, let's just try to hit and steal some victories, and it worked out very well. So not much editing in this one because I am trying to work on the Kid is in Black video for tomorrow, but I would like to show you all my A finals, and yeah, I will come back afterwards and just, you know, talk about it. So hope you enjoy.
頂に立つのはどの馬娘か。アクエリアス杯決勝。さあ1番人気の紹介です。ここまで無敗。グランプリ馬娘3番エルコンドルパサー。実力は負けていません。2番人気2大マイル戦覇者オグリーキャップ。注目の天皇賞馬娘4番アグネスデジタル。4枠4番での出走。
火花散らすデッドヒートに期待しましょう。
ゲートイン完了。出走の準備が整いました。今スタートが切られました。各馬娘綺麗なスタートを切りました。
誰が先頭に抜け出すか注目しましょう。
6番スマートファルコンとサイレンス鈴鹿、この2人が競り合っているぞ。芝からダートに入ります。期待通りの結果を出せるか。1番人気3番エルコンドルパサー、サイレンス鈴鹿快調に飛ばしていきます。さあ花に立ったのはサイレンス鈴鹿、このままリードすることができるか。2番手の位置で先頭を伺うのは6番スマートファルコン、3番手に5番スマートファルコン、さらに待機シャトル、さらには3番エルコンドルパサー、1馬審査オグリーキャップ、その後4番アグネスデジタル、そしてその後ろから行くのは7番アグネスデジタル、少し後ろから9番エルコンドルパサー。大欅を越え4コーナーへ、この直線で勝負が決まるぞ。まだ差がある。ここから先頭を捉える子は出てくるのか。気持ちよく逃げているサイレンス鈴鹿、4番アグネスデジタル、前を狙っているぞ。3番エルコンドルパサー、まだ抑えたままだ。最終コーナーを曲がって最初に立ち上がったのはサイレンス鈴鹿。外から飛んできたのは4番アグネスデジタル、突っ込んでくる4番アグネスデジタル、一気に上がってくる4番アグネスデジタル、残り200、4番アグネスデジタル、ぐんぐんと上がっていく4番アグネスデジタル、かわして先頭に立った4番アグネスデジタル、1着でゴールイン。実力を遺憾なく発揮しレースを制し、
Surprisingly enough, not too much to say. Digiton just hit Ig Power as a white, seems to have been just enough. We missed the wit check on straightaway spurt, but because Digiton's ultimate is just that good as a late race speed skill, and the end closer coefficient, even without it, she just won. And El Condor Pasa, same thing. El Condor Pasa hit a good Furious Feet and was directly right behind. This is the first CM where I've had a good assist in first second. So really glad. Just a pretty nice, I would say, low stress CM for me, honestly, because if you saw how the last one went, I did not get absolutely stolen from. So I had a plan. I executed the plan this time. I ran 3 gamblers and I gambled my heart out and I hit in the finals. There's really not much to say. So, hey, hope you enjoyed. Good luck if you haven't watched it yet for some reason. Otherwise, how did everyone do? I mean, this is this is engagement, I guess. So if you want to post how you did in the comments, I'll answer you. All right. Kitasan Black video tomorrow. Make it new tracks tomorrow. A lot of stuff for me to do that I'm probably going to forget. So, yep. Take care. Enjoy. We're about.